Well, if you missed it, Ryder D had a crash in practice last week, which caused him to miss A2, and apparently it is a very bad one. Now, I'm going to state this just off the rip. What I'm telling you, what I've seen, is a rumor, so take it with the grain of salt that you wish. Now, if you missed the other video or any updates on this, apparently he has elbow, ribs, potential sternum, intestine damage, and it sounds like multiple broken vertebrae. If you missed that, that's the update, or that was from the Vital post race show, the 26th. That was 3 days ago. As of today, as of the rumor that I have seen, uh, it goes this. Rumor is Ryder D's gas drain plug fell out of the bike and lost oil. Apparently, the decision was made to continue with the engine, which then failed the next day over an obstacle and may have caused career altering injuries. That does not sound good. And he posted a picture himself on his Instagram from, I'm assuming, the hospital, because it said he's probably going to be there for, if you read it on the screen, probably for a week, or at least for the end of the week, so a long time. And if it's true that they ran an engine, which I highly doubt this. I mean, I cannot believe that a factory squad or a race team in any capacity would which has the full capability to rebuild an engine at the racetrack in between rounds. You know, if they do it quick enough, they can fully rebuild an engine in 20, 30, 40 minutes, whatever, you know. I cannot believe that at a practice facility that they would not either have one, a spare engine, the pieces and parts to build a full spare engine, or three, an extra bike. And I understand that this is not the KTM team. This is the gas one. It's smaller, but it's still the same umbrella. It's still the same, you know, you got to have basically the same monetary involvement in this. And if you're going to tell me that a team decided, yeah, sure, a bike ran out of oil, but we're just going to keep running the engine without either one checking it, taking it out, checking if, you know, anything was wrong with it, and just decided to continue to run it the next day. Now, you got to say, on the other side of this too, would he have known? You know, obviously, if he's riding the bike and they bring it back and they say, "Oh, look, there's no oil in this engine," would he have known that they had used the same engine? Would he have a say in that? You know, would he choose one way or the other? I don't know. And again, this is all rumor. Who knows if this will actually get confirmed? If this will be a story that comes out, or what happens if he'll say anything, but it does not sound good. I mean, obviously if he's in the hospital for over a week and a half with possible, you know, spinal injuries and intestinal injuries. Let's just skip the ribs and the elbow and whatever. Those are broken bones, those heal. Unless it's those are bad, but you know, those are things that are the least worst. If you have broken vertebrae, which apparently, if I remember right, it said it was in the C section, like the C area, so like the neck area. It's scary in its own right. Now, if you start breaking vertebrae around the neck, there's the possibility of paralysis and nerve damage for the rest of your life. And if you're talking intestinal damage, that's, you know, internal organ. If you start getting into that, it's really bad on its own side of things. So hopefully, I don't know like how you want to say this. Hopefully, it's not as bad as it sounds. You know, you always knock on wood. You always want to say hopefully it's not as bad as it sounds. You never want to see somebody seriously injured. That's not any anybody's wish ever. We also have to say, if that rumor is true, that's insane. To have that sort of decision made would be, to me, astronomical. I don't know why a team would ever decide to run an engine that is potentially damaged, even in practice, you know, unless you're, I mean, if you're doing like on the ground turn practice or just starts or something like that, nothing where you're ever going to leave the ground as jumps or massive speed, then fine. You know, if the engine blows up and you fall over, like whatever. But if you're doing anything that involves jumping or, you know, top speed, you know, something around that kind of level, I cannot believe that that would be a choice that him, a mechanic, the team, anybody around him would ever say, yeah, sure, that's probably fine. It doesn't make sense to me. And again, purely rumor until something is confirmed by him, the team, somebody with on hand or on site knowledge. Um, but if that's the thing going around, that's really bad. I mean, obviously, if you're talking like career altering injuries, you're not just talking career altering, you're talking life altering. Whether that's either just the pure fact that this is all these guys have ever done, from the time that they were big enough to ride a motorcycle till now, this is the only thing they've ever done. Most of them go to high school, finish that, and then it's, there is no college, there is no degree, there is no backup plan. It's get to the pros, race for as many years as you can, hopefully on factory teams for the most money you can get. And if you're talking something like this, where it's going to be career/life altering, it's going to be a massive change. And sadly, I mean, I'm going to say this too. Luckily, knock on wood, we have not seen a lot of these big guys, big name guys get hurt, massively hurt. I mean, obviously, you've had like the Ken Roxon with the broken arms, um, but you haven't seen any, like, at least on TV in the broadcast, massive crashes, no like paralysis or anything like that. I mean, obviously, it happens at local tracks, and there's a bunch of lawsuits about that stuff, whatever. But at the speeds they're going, I mean, obviously the danger is inherent. There is a level that you have to just kind of know and accept. But hopefully, hopefully it's not as bad as it sounds. Always gotta say, that hopefully it's not as bad as it sounds. Even if it is broken bones and maybe, internal injuries, they can be fixed and there's not going to be any big problems. And if the, the spinal injuries, that they're not, I don't know how you word this, they're not as damaging as they could be. If they're not touching, they didn't hurt anything with the spine, there's no, paralysis or nerve damage, any of that kind of stuff. And well, I guess at some point we're going to have an update if they ever put it out. If they do make a statement, I will make a video on it at some point. If not, we'll just kind of see where it goes from there. But yeah, I don't know. Go over to his socials, wish him, good health, whatever you want to do. And, while you're here, make sure to like, share, subscribe, tell me your opinions on this, whatever it is. Do all the fun things below this platform allows you to do, because it does help me out and I appreciate it. And with that, I will see you all later, and a peace.